just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better. I wonder. My pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Hold on, I gotta take the curtains off. Those were up from the day. Hold on. Because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Hey, I just wanna change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Dude, Jenny is not a fan of that move right there. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Let's go. Now we're ready. Yeah, I have to put those up during the daytime because the sun, it's a south-facing window. Whoa. I can't pretend. No, no, no. Oh, I hope this never ends. It's about you. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Whoops. Dude. Oh, shit. Oh, let's go, boss. Jesus. Dude, we're all over the map tonight, boss. All right. Hey, I pulled out the little fucking Matt Walsh. Dude. Oh, brutal. All right. How we living, people? We're getting our shit together. Getting our shit together a little bit. So yeah, during the daytime, it is a south-facing window, and when it's cloudy, it's not a big deal. But today was like sunny, and when it is sunny, it is like brighter than you can fucking imagine in here, man. It is insane. It is insane how bright it is in here. But anyway, here we are. We made it. Did a little Fortnite today. That was fun, right? That was fun. Fun shit, dude. I enjoy those couple hours of Fortnite. I'm really glad I'm not doing that full time anymore. Like, oh my God, I don't know how the people do it. How people do it. Like, how people are still playing Fortnite every day. Like, there's no way. There's no way I could not be doing that full time anymore. Like, dude, crazy. It's always rainy in Portland. It's actually not. I mean, we get a fair amount of rain. We do. But like, bro, it is like, there is like 60% less rain than we used to get 25 years ago. Let me just tell you, like, most of our winter now is not rain, dude. It's so crazy. It really is. It's so fucking crazy how little rain we get now. I'm curious what it's going to be like long term, because the environment needs a ton of fucking rain. But like, man, we just don't get rain like we used to. We do not, Tornadoes in the Midwest. See, I do remember tornadoes in the Midwest. We used to have a lot of those in Wisconsin, especially when I lived in Watertown. It was like right on the Rock River, and tornadoes like to follow the river. So they were always, what I remember about tornadoes in Wisconsin as a kid is, what always happened? Every single time, the trailer parks got wrecked. Okay? Because the trailer parks were always near the water, and the tornadoes would always go along near the water, and those things were not like moored down. And so the trailer parks would get like blown away every time. Every time there was a tornado, dude. Oh shit, boss. That was crazy. When it's beautiful in P-Town, it is. Dude, Portland is beautiful in the spring and summer, right? Yeah, man. It is wild, Pretty Pink. The 15-year-old noticed because his allergies don't stop. That's wild. Yeah, see, my allergies are still like clockwork. They start like in June and they don't abate until like August. But dude, it gets so hot in the summer, right? It gets so hot in here. So yeah, man, there's been hardly any rain this winter, like hardly any. They get very mobile. Dude, I mean, guys, can I just tell you, this climate change shit is real. I want to show you something. Let's dive right in, because there's some things that I think we should look at. Just little newsworthy things. Okay, the first thing I want to look at is this. We're going to go through some posts on Twitter. Oh, look at this one right here. Okay, because climate made me think of this. Okay, you ready? So here's what they were saying is basically what they're doing is they're looking at religious service attendance. Okay, and right, and what they're doing is they're comparing people that have been diagnosed with a mental health condition, okay? And so what it says here is it says conservatives who attend church weekly are the least likely to have ever been diagnosed with a mental health condition. This is a bunk study. I'm sure it is. But it doesn't change my argument, okay? Because I'm taking them at their word, okay? Even though I'm sure this is a fucking bunk study, right? It's a Pew American Trends panel, like whatever, however they collected this data. But I do want to look at this because I think this is really important, because it says conservatives who attend church weekly are the least likely to have ever been diagnosed with a mental health condition. But here's the clincher, guys. They still have mental health conditions. But I think the telling thing about this chart is that conservatives who go to church weekly, they don't treat their mental health conditions. They don't. They simply think the act of going to church weekly is like fixing them. Oh, praise God. Hallelujah. Living for Jesus. But what do we notice about conservatives that go to church weekly? They ignore the data like climate change and they pretend, yeah, that shit ain't real, right? Nope, ain't real. You can show them the data. Ain't real, right? So they ignore actual existing data right in front of them. That's a mental health condition, guys. Okay? What else do? They fixate on things like transgender genitalia and shit like that, right? They get like obsessive about singular issues where they have blinders on, they can't fucking see anything else, right? Which again is probably a symptom of their mental health conditions. I mean, we could go on and on and on about how this 8% of like weekly conservative church attendees, they are literally littered with mental health conditions. They just never actually address them. Okay? They go to church every week. They insist that they're fine. They insist that they're the only ones who aren't fucked up, when in fact, they have a litany of like OCDs and bipolar and all the other shit that everybody else grapples with. They're just undiagnosed. And so all they do is run around dumping their fucking mental health shit on everyone around them, right? So this doesn't at all show that these people are like, you know, healthy or mentally well. It just shows that they don't acknowledge, you know what I'm saying? They don't acknowledge, they don't treat their mental illness. They try to feed it with church, with scripture, with, I mean, a lot of them feed it with illicit activities and lestering and graping and all kinds of shit, right? Dude, Pinky said they don't essay or grape either if they don't tell the cops. I mean, isn't that interesting though? That how if you look at like the conservatives that go to, right? The conservatives that go to church, they just don't fucking treat their shit, man. Least surprising thing ever. I'm telling you. Least surprising thing ever, guys. I'm like shocked, not shocked. Right? Dude, it is wild. I mean, there's no doubt that, dude, Sam, Cyberpunk, let's go, baby. Snow Puppy's Twitch at the 7-month membership. They are twitching. Their conservative churchgoers are some of the most mentally unhealthy people that I've ever encountered in my life. I mean, think about this. This is how, guys, they have fallen in lock, stock, and barrel for an Epstein rapist, and they have convinced themselves that God is on their side. Like, wow. Imagine the mental health issue you have to go all in on a rapist like Donald Trump and to think that your deity is like cheering you on. Jesus. Talk about afflicted. Like, holy shit, bro. That is like some leprosy of the reasoning faculties. Just insane. Absolutely insane. Now, I do want to look at some other things, okay? there's other things to look at here. All right. This is another thing I want to look at, dude. Look at this. You see this? Bro. What the fuck is this, boss? This is a still from Ted Cruz's new podcast. Like, homie is using like a fisheye lens with the camera underneath him. I mean, I didn't think Ted Cruz could get creepier, but like, wow, guys, you got to see this. Like, who's the producer of this show? Is this podcast supposed to be from his daughter's perspective? Is that what it is? The camera angle is a subjective POV from his daughter. Dude, isn't that wild? But watch this, guys. You ready? It only gets crazier. Trust. You got to see it in action, guys. It is one of the most frightening things I have ever seen in my life, bro. Unfucking believable. You ready? Oh, I get it. It's a retweet. Hold on. So I can't search it. We're gonna have to fucking scrape it. Because it's a retweet. He retweeted somebody else. But holy criminy, dude. I saw this and I was like, oh, Jesus, Teddy Cruz. What are you doing, buddy? Theodore fucking Grimer, goofball, goober Cruz. Oh, man, come on, Ted. Oh, I know I searched for this earlier. Where are you, Ted? Dude. What the fuck, bro? All right, hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay. No, it is. Oh, it's from February. Okay. There you go. Look at this, dude.
Do you still trust the corporate media? I know I don't. Get the real facts, the inside story behind the scenes in the Senate, in the White House, and the U.S. Supreme Court. Subscribe to Verdict with Ted Cruz on the iHeartRadio app by clicking.
Dude, isn't that the scariest thing you have ever seen, bro?
Do you still trust the corporate media? I know I don't. Get the real facts, the inside story behind the scenes in the Senate, in the White House.
Get the real facts, the inside story from the creepiest motherfucker in the entire Congress. Right? Wow, dude. Yeah. I mean, there's just so much wrong with this. From the camera angle to the lack of like decent lighting. I mean, my God. You know, dude, anybody, let me just tell you too. Let me just tell you. Anybody who trusts Ted Cruz over like the legacy media is like really like down bad. Okay. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. You are down bad if this is your beacon of truth. I mean, this is what makes me laugh. You ready for this? I want to just express this because there is so much of this. Ooh, MSM. They're so anti-mainstream media, whatever. All these people on Twitter and all these right-wingers. But let me just tell you, when Elon Musk delivers a community note, what do they use, guys? When they use a community note, they use mainstream media. Why do they use mainstream media for their community notes? Because there's standards and practices. There is a legal team in mainstream media that has to approve everything that goes on the air in order to not get sued. So they are much more concerned about actual factual presentation. They are much more concerned about getting it right, okay? Because they have a legal department that fucking pressures that. And these guys do not. These guys do not have a legal department. These guys do not have standards and practices. They do not have anybody looking over their shoulder while they yelp whatever they're going to yelp out onto the airwaves. Dude, he is one ugly motherfucker, though, dude. Can I just say, dude, Ted Cruz is one ugly motherfucker, dude. Jesus. Jesus, look at him, dude. Dude, Jesus. How the fuck does his wife sleep with him? Who sleeps with this guy? Honestly, how desperate do you have to be to fuck this guy? Like, there is no way, bro. There is no way. I mean, we've seen his daughters, okay? I'll have to make a video out of this. There's an old clip of him and his daughters. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll pull it up, but it's when he tries to kiss his daughter. You see this shit? Dude. Where is it? Yeah, when she's like, get away from me, bro. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, it's this one. You ready? Here it is.
Do you think you can win head-to-head?
Are you taking off?
Yeah, they're going with me.
Hey, let's hop out of my store.
We're taking it.
Good jump.
Dude, she will do anything. She's like flicking him and like, get away from me, right? She's like, go away, you fucking degenerate scumbag. But then look at her when he tries to kiss her, dude. And she's like, get away, dude, get away. And then he spikes the camera right here. Watch this. Right there. Oh, Jesus, dude. Look at him looking at the camera, dude. I mean, when I saw this, I was like, did he do something? You know what I'm saying? Like that is, I mean, the kids, they know, okay? They know. Yeah, that is not a response that a loving father gets from his kid, okay? That is the response you get when your kids loathe you, when your kids are like, would rather see a bag full of human shit than you. Dude, kids know, dude. Kids have a sense about them. They do. They know. They vibe. They're, you know, like small dogs can just tell, right? Isn't that crazy? And he spikes the camera. Look at him. He's like, oh, yeah. Oh. Dude, he's so creepy. Dude, what a creeper. What an Epstein weirdo. Dude, you know what I mean? And of course, we know the one where his daughter was like telling her mom not to clap. Okay?
Trump will be reelected as president of the United States.
Look at her. Look at that.
And I believe,
watch this.
and I hope and pray that Donald Trump will be reelected as president of the United States.
And then she's like, don't clap. Don't clap for that. She's like, don't clap for that. Dude, I love her. She is the only one in the family that like has brains. She knows. Dude, she knows. She's smart. She's like, yeah, she's going to be out. Sayonara. Dude, what a fuck. What a creeper, bro. Dude, is he in the files or something? I don't think he's in the Epstein files. I think he's just a creeper. I think he is a creeper. Dude, I do. I think he's a creeper. I think he can't help but be gross. I think he can't help but be gross. I think he's just smarmy and like, you know, I mean, let me just tell you this, okay? If you look at him, if you watch him, when I watch his mannerisms, he is like the type of guy that I think women just generally feel uncomfortable around because they're just greasy and like even when they look, their look is like the beady like eyes of an opossum, you know, that I mean, he's just predatory. I mean, if you see him, okay, if you see him in interviews whenever he gets slightly uncomfortable or feels like the reporter's ahead of him, he gets like, he turns on this sort of like nastiness. And he's just the type of guy that when women are around him, they cover their drinks instinctively because he's smarmy. He's gross. He's gross, dude. He's just a gross weirdo, right? Yeah, Texas. I mean, guys, no offense to those of you who live in Texas, but let me just tell you guys elected Ted Cruz and you elected Greg Abbott and you elected Ken Paxton. Texas, you ain't shit, guys. I'm sorry, but you guys are fucking, as my mom used to say, you're sucking hind tit because you have elected some of the smarmiest, like worst fucking representatives out there. You guys are not smart, okay? You guys are not smart. You guys are not fucking special. You are fucking sucking hind tit. That's what my mom has fucking told me. Dude, let's go. Lots of lead in their local drinking water. I don't know. I don't know if there's lead. I don't know if it's lead. I don't know if it's like, you know, if you have some of them gay frogs that are like infecting you guys or what. But there is something about Texas that is like second rate, dude. Like, we probably should have just left that state in Mexico's hands, bro. It was better when it was Mexico. Dude, let's go. But you know what I mean, Texas. I'm not talking about all the people that didn't vote for these guys. I'm talking about how, in general, Texas has this attitude. Like, I remember when I played there, a lot of Texas has this attitude like, we're special. We're smarter than y'all. But they're like dumb as shit there, bro. They pick the worst leaders and they are so fucking dumb. But they think that it is like stupidity plus entitlement equals fucking disaster, bro. Right? It is. It is like corn pone, right? With fucking half a brain cell. Unleavened brain cells. Dude, Oregon is just Northwest Texas. No, I mean, there's a lot of dumb people in Oregon too. Don't get me wrong. But dude, Portland though is pretty special. But Texas, people in Oregon though also don't think they're like the second coming, you know. But I will say this though, guys, just between you and me, I do love South Texas. I do. I love South Texas. When you get down by like Brownsville and Alice and the real deserty area of Texas that's down down south in the middle of the fucking, right? In the middle of the little curved part that goes down at the bottom. It's so nice down there. Dude, it's so nice down there. It is. It is really, really nice. I mean, and that's one thing though, guys, that I gotta hand to Texas. You gotta hand it to Texas. They have like every topography, you know what I'm saying? Like every different part of, you know, whether it's like high desert, low desert, plains, beautiful cliffs with trees, you know what I mean? Red sands. I mean, they have every possible like landscape you could imagine in the state. And so driving across it, when you go from like El Paso to Texarkana, it's pretty majestic. Okay, you're right. There's no mountains. It is flat. You're right. There's not really mountains, but on the east side, right by like Nacogdoches and shit, there's like, it's sort of like bluffy. You know what I'm saying? There's like mountainous. They're not like Oregon mountains or Colorado mountains, but it is mountainous on the east side, right? A little bit on the east. There's a little that mountainous, you know, a little bit scruffy, right? Dude, you went to Austin once. See, I didn't really like Austin. I did not like Austin. I thought Austin was pretty pretentious, right? And the fact that it was that pretentious and in Texas was like, Austin got a big thumbs down for me. Now that was 20 years ago though. I have not been to Austin in 20 years. So that was a long time ago. I'm sure it's gotten better. But 20 years ago, I didn't like Austin. Dude, I loved Houston. That's so funny. I didn't like Austin 20 years ago, but I did love Houston. I thought Houston was really cool, man. I really liked Houston. I mean, it's super urban, right? And it's hot as shit, dude. But I really enjoyed. I thought the people in Houston were just really fucking cool, man. You know what I'm saying? You hate Houston, the worst traffic? Yeah, but I mean, I came from LA, so traffic, schmaffic, right? After living in LA, no traffic seems bad, right? It's so funny. After living in LA, like I moved to Oregon and people here are like, oh, the traffic. I'm like, dude, there's no fucking traffic in Portland. Like even in bumper to bumper traffic, even in the worst, craziest, you can get anywhere in like 30 minutes, dude. And that's nuts. That is like in LA, like sometimes a drive that's like 10 miles takes 3 hours, right? And so the traffic here is a joke, dude. Dude, it's a joke. Moved from San Diego to Texas. Ouch. Jenny's, I disagree. Dude, Jenny, wait till we get you in LA traffic. Takes longer than 30 minutes if you're trying to drive during rush hour. All right, come on. Well, I don't know. I never drive during rush hour. I've never had anything take long. It's been 30 minutes or less. Dude, Jenny's calling me out publicly. It feels like 30 minutes. I do never drive in Portland. I don't drive. I live in this house. I've had my car for 6 years. I'm coming up on 6 years of having my car. It has 20,000 miles on it. That's how little I drive, guys. 6 years, 20,000 miles. Right? Your daughter just moved to Nacogdoches? Dude, I like Nacogdoches. Right? I don't know. Texas is like, I don't like the people. I like the state. I just don't like the people. Right? State's great. The people, though, are mediocre, boss. They're all like Ted Cruz, dude. Look at this fucking dumbass. Jesus, bro. Jesus, dude. All right. What a fucking idiot, bro. What an idiot. My God. All right. He is fucking crazy. All right. We do have to pause here. You ready? Dude, what has happened to Laura Loomer's face, guys? Bro. What are we doing? How? How do these women end up looking like this, guys? How, right? She went to India. Okay? And like, dude, how do they end up looking like this? How? I just don't get it. Like, what do they actually do, man? You know? I mean, is it Botox? Did she get dirty peptides? Did she, you know, is she having an allergic reaction to the microphone? Like, dude, it is so gnarly. It is so gnarly, bro. You know, there's just something deeply wrong with that woman. Okay? Deeply wrong. Now, can I play you something, guys? Dude, my TikTok, okay? Dude, my TikTok almost got banned today. All right? Today, I uploaded this clip that I'm about to play for you, and TikTok gave me a community guidelines strike, and then they said, this is your second strike. You're in danger of losing your account, and sent me all these fucking nasty messages. And then I appealed it and won, okay? But let me just show you the clip that got pinged for hateful behaviors. Dude, Exile says, Mar-a-Lago face, they all use the same doctor that failed med school. Now we're talking. That makes sense. You ready? Watch this, though, guys. This is hilarious.
Tel Aviv is an indication they picked a new Jeffrey.
Oh, wait, here we go. You ready? All right, here it is.
Existence on Sam's Subaru. I was wondering if the white smoke over Tel Aviv is an indication they picked a new Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, God. Dude!
Existence on...
Dude! Is that not the greatest thing ever?
Sam's
Dude.
Subaru. I was wondering if the white smoke over Tel Aviv is an indication they picked a new Jeffrey Epstein.
Dude, isn't that amazing? If the white smoke over Tel Aviv is an indication they picked the new Jeffrey Epstein. Oh my God. Dude, amazing. Yes, I uploaded that to TikTok and it instantly got pinged for hateful behaviors. And then, of course, like I said, I appealed it. I won the appeal. And now it's sitting on my TikTok with fucking... I think it had like 18 views. All right. Where is it? There. Oh, it's got 21 views now. Right. 21. Right. But it got an instant community guidelines strike, guys. And now it has 21 views. It'll probably sit like that for several days. Dude, TikTok is so shitty now. It is. It's so shitty. Dude, I upload a video there and it'll get like no views for 2 days. And then it'll start getting some views. They're so bizarre. Dance party. All right, good idea. Good call, guys. Good call. Let's do it. Isn't that crazy, though? That on Larry Ellison's TikTok... that fucking gets pinged. I mean, here's what I've noticed, guys. What I've noticed is a lot of things, okay? A lot of things automatically get pinged and get community guidelines violations the minute you upload them, and you have to like get them approved first. You got to appeal it. Now, the other thing that has happened a lot on TikTok is that if I do Epstein-related content, sometimes it will sit in like purgatory, like you'll upload it and it'll say post is processing, needs further review, and then it'll sit like that for like days, okay? And then it'll get like 2 views a day for the first couple days. So by the time it comes out, it's like 5 days later. So they allow you to put your Epstein content out, but they hold it back. They withhold it for several days, so it's no longer newsworthy. Dude, Pine Box dance party. Let's go, Ella! Dude, 𝗙𝗍𝗆𝗆 says, thanks for the laughs. Hey, from 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏, neighbor, let's go, 𝗙𝗍𝗆. Dude, 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏, all right, you're out in the burbs. Let's go. Dude, snow puppies circle and defend my American friends. Yeah, dude, Sam, let's get those snow puppies like nipping at the heels of fucking the Trumpistan. Dude, let's go, Pinky, let's go. Dude, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Yes, indeed. Dude, Eli says, dance the night away, you beautiful lefties. Let's go. Now, I expect that my TikTok will be gone at some point. I do. I fully expect my TikTok at some point is going to get deleted. I just know it. Like the way they're operating, I know it. I mean, I've learned some shit. You do have to be careful. You can't really upload anything with Andrew Tate or Nick Fuentes. If you upload either of those, you will fucking get a strike. First Amendment for me, but not for thee. Indeed, Pinky. Dude, Beard, what's up? Tommy, happy to be here with all of you. We're glad you're here too. Thank you, Beard. Appreciate you. Dude, TikTok's a disaster now. Snow Puppies, cue up Frank Zappa. Let's go, Sam. Let's go. All right. So there we go. That is our like lovely intro. Hold on. I do want to look at something real quick. Okay. Dude, I thought I had started my recording, but I did not. I guess we're going to go recording free tonight, and I'll just download it afterwards. But so, all right, so here's what I want to talk about tonight. I know we talked about a little fun shit. We went on a little Ted Cruz bender there, but I want to talk about primarily two things. Like, one, I do want to look at the war. I want to look at what I thought is pretty wild. Like, I mean, we know Trump's lying about this thing. We know, okay? We know that all of that is bullshit. But I think in particular, the shit that Trump did today was very telling. So we're going to look at the Trump situation. And then, though, guys, we're going to look at Olivia. I don't even know how to say her name, dude. We're going to look at this idiot, Olivia 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏. Okay? I don't know if you know her, but she is a terrible right-wing influencer. It is this woman. Where is she? It is this woman. Okay? Right? This woman is fucking terrible. So she started this bullying campaign of this young boy that did nothing to her. And so we're going to look at her because I feel like she encapsulates a lot that is bad about, these right-wing influencers. And of course, they always have crosses next to their name. And they always say that they are like some type of spiritual beings. When in the meantime, she's just nasty, right? She'll make fun of people's weight. She'll bully kids. She'll like denigrate large swaths of people. You've heard of her. Yeah, she's terrible. But what she did today, what she did in the last 2 days is particularly damning. And so we're going to look at her. And it's pretty funny too, because they're all such hypocrites and they're so trashy. Like she is a predator. She is an absolute predator. But yeah, so that's what we're going to look at today, guys. It's going to be pretty basic, nothing too crazy. But let's look at the Trump war, shall we? okay? Because I thought today was pretty telling, okay? And in particular, okay, let's look at this, all right? Because, guys, a major component of Trump and the war has been his insistence that Iran is like already beaten, right? This has been a huge, right? This has been a huge aspect of Trump's little narrative here. In addition to lying about going in and lying about, you know, the 2 weeks that they're going to have a nuclear weapon, or lying about how there was going to be an attack, okay? Trump has been, you know, oh, we've decimated them, right? We've destroyed all their ships. We've destroyed their Air Force. We've destroyed all their, you know, military installations. America is like so dominant. So like we've just destroyed it all. That's what he says. Dude, Revolution Breeze says positive energy tonight. Let's go. Positive energy all the time, baby. All right, so let's see Trump talking about the war, okay? Completely obliterated, right? All right, let's find him here. All right, here he is. All right. Dude, where are you, Trump? Come on, you fucking dirtbag. We know you got a quote, dude. God, look at him. Dude, he just is so ugly, bro. He is so ugly, dude. What an ugly human being, boss. Dude, see, this is crazy, dude. He's done nothing but talk about Iran. And now I can't find a quote, dude. God. It always works out like that. I'm not watching fucking Jake Paul, dude. Dude, stop stupidity. Let's go. Dude, anyone got a link to a Trump quote? Dude. Why are people saying Bibi is dead too? What is that all about? I've seen a number of people saying that like Netanyahu is dead. Dude, what is that all about? Oh, here we go. All right, you ready?
Iran's supreme leader threatening to attack U.S.
All right, let's find Trump in here. There we go. There we go.
Been won. Listen.
You just said it is a little excursion, and you said it is a war. So which one is it?
Well, it's both. It's both. It's an excursion that will keep us out of a war, and the war is going to be. I mean, for them, it's a war. For us, it's turned out to be easier than we thought.
Oh,
we've won. Let me say it, we've won. You know, you never like to say too early you won. We won. We won the bet. In the first hour, it was over.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we've won. It's an excursion. For them, it's a war. For us, too easy. We've won. It was over in the first hour. Now, this has been his line. Now, I don't know if you guys have watched, but he's done the thing he usually does where the numbers get bigger, right? Like first it was 20 ships that they sank. Now it's like 30 ships. Right next it'll be 50 ships. Every time you talk to him, he's like, we sank all their ships. We blew up all their entire Air Force. The whole thing is done, right? It's over. Oh, okay, Trumpy. It's over, right? Well, then gas prices and oil prices should be coming down, right? Oh, shit. No, the oil prices keep going up. Okay, well, why? Because the Strait of Hormuz. Well, look at this. Look at this fucking little thing today, right? Said many countries, especially those who are affected by Iran's attempted closure of the Hormuz Strait, will be sending warships in conjunction with the United States of America to keep the strait open and safe. We have already destroyed 100% of Iran's military capability, but it's easy for them to send a drone or two, drop a mine, or deliver a close-range missile somewhere along or in this waterway, no matter how badly defeated they are. See, homie doesn't quite understand what 100% means, right? I mean, dude, if it was 100%, they wouldn't be sending anything, right? I mean, he is so cooked, dude. I think somebody told him to say it's an incursion. Maybe. It's hard to tell, Golden. But I love that. They've destroyed 100%, but even though Iran has no military capability left, they still have some drones and some mines and some close-range missiles, right? Hopefully, look at this. Hopefully, guys, China, France, Japan, South Korea, the UK, and others that are affected by this artificial constraint will send ships to the area so that the Hormuz Strait will no longer be a threat by a nation that has been totally decapitated. In the meantime, the United States will be bombing the hell out of the shoreline, continually shooting Iranian boats and ships out of the water. One way or the other, we will soon get the Hormuz Strait open, safe, and free. And then he signs it. But guys, this whole tweet is like a waving of a white flag. I mean, think about it, guys. If they destroyed 100% of the military capability, if they really decapitated the nation, then they would have control over the Strait of Hormuz. But they don't. Iran was still pumping missiles into many different countries in the Middle East. Iran has still been gutting the fucking Strait of Hormuz, and they have not been able to get shit through there. Okay? Iran is not decapitated. Their military is not 100% destroyed. And in fact, Trump is begging, hopefully, these other countries will send some ships. He's like begging for help, right? From all those countries that he fucking pissed off, by the way. He has literally spent all of his time alienated all of our allies. He shit on every single ally we have. And now that he can't get the Strait of Hormuz open, he's like, oh, hopefully you guys will, hopefully you'll help me. Because I'm going to be nice to you now until this thing's over. And I'm going to go back to shitting on you. Dude, right? I mean, 100% destroyed. But please, hopefully, come on, UK, please. Japan, France, China, send a ship. South Korea, help us. Help us with some ships, please. Because we can't get the Strait of Hormuz open. Right? And now they've been like attacking this island base. Okay? It's it's fucking, what's it called? Kharg. That's what it is. Kharg. Right? Kharg Island. There it is. Okay, a 5-mile coral strip, all right? And it's their oil export terminal, right? Let's look at Kharg Island. Okay, so this is Kharg. If we go there. Now, guys, if you look at this, so here's the Strait of Hormuz, okay? The Strait of Hormuz is right here. Now, you have the Persian Gulf, okay, that feeds all of these countries, okay? You have Iraq, Kuwait, right, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. Everything is attached to the Persian Gulf. But, like, this area, this is, like, the area in question that is like super dangerous because you have to navigate this turn to get out of there. Okay. And so this is the area that is like, they're making it like nearly impossible to pass. Okay. And I mean, guys, it's pretty small here, right? I mean, if you look at it, 20, 40 kilometers, right? Roughly, I mean, that's not that big, right? With any number of ships going through there. I mean, you have to keep like the water's a little different. It's not like is it 21 across? Is it 21? Yeah. It is one of those things, guys, where you know, boats they need a little more space, okay? I don't know how much you guys have spent time on boats, but man, these big oil tankers and shit, they're pretty cumbersome. So they're slow and they need a lot of space because they're really hard to turn those things. And once they get moving, if they're like heading toward each other, it's pretty hard to stop those things. I mean, they don't turn on a dime like a fucking you know, like a sports car. So there is just, it's, you know, pretty easy for them to prevent shit from going on here, you know? But so Kharg Island is all the way back here. And apparently they were like slamming the shit out of Kharg Island. Okay. They're like, you know, I'm not exactly sure what is going on. Oh, I get it. Okay, so Kharg is like, them hitting Kharg is trying to decimate Iran's like oil production, essentially. Okay? So now I get it. There's military targets, but they're also hitting the oil infrastructure. So they're basically trying to get Iran to heal. Okay? They're trying to get... I mean, that's just it, guys. That's a lot of the U.S. technique here is the U.S. is just trying to like, man, if I attack so overboard, if I hit them so hard, they're going to give up, right? Like even they said, oh, we want them to fucking, you know, say uncle. But guys, I feel like Iran is not really worried about this shit too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Iran is really, they're already suffering. I mean, with the sanctions and all the bullshit that they've had to deal with, I feel like Iran's already suffering. They're not going to be afraid of a little more suffering. And I mean, I get that too. They've like, I mean, we have literally applied every type of pressure and negativity we can to the point of where I don't think they really mind it anymore. I don't think they're worried of like, ooh, they're going to suffer. I think they're fine with suffering. That's really what I think. I think they're fine with suffering. And I think that that's a big problem for Donald Trump and his, you know, joy boys, because they think if they make them suffer, they're going to give in. And I think Iran's like, you know what? We're suffering anyway, so we're going to fucking stay here while we're suffering and still be defiant and like, fuck you. Okay? Dude, Pine Box from Felicia, let's go. Thank you. Dude, what else we got? Let me get caught up on these real quick. Ella says, Strait of Pine Box. The Strait of Pine Box. All right, we have 9 minutes, guys. We need 18 and 9. All right, let's secure that fucking dance party, and then we'll look at this shit. Yeah, I mean, dude, I feel like, here's the thing though. You ready for this, guys? You ready? And we have 9 minutes, 18 and 9. So let's hit that dance party. We'll just sit here and hover for a minute. But what I wanted to say is this is dude, Pinky, let's go. I feel like Iran has the more honest investment in this thing. Snow puppies wag their tails running up the hill. Thank you, Sam. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not going to judge because I think the Iranian regime is terrible, but I also think the Trump regime is terrible. But I believe that Iran is like they have a more genuine incentive in this fucking war. Okay? Stop stupidity. You know what I mean? Like for us, we don't even need to be fighting this. This whole thing, we have no incentive to win this war because we're not going to make out great either way. Even if we win this war, it's still going to be further conflict. There's going to be a zillion unanswered questions, further instability. We've spent a whole bunch of money we're never going to recoup, right? Like we don't have a clear victory or end with this war. Whereas with Iran, they're sick of being bullied and pushed around by Israel. They're sick of American intervention, and they literally have the incentive to fight us to the death because their world is already fucking horrible. Like they are fighting to get us weak enough to where we leave them the fuck alone and get the fuck out of there. So they're like fighting for their own homeland. And we're like, we don't even know why we're there. And we're trying to not overcommit. And Trump is trying to avoid the Epstein files, and oil companies are trying to get some free oil. And the reason for this war for us is just not very deep. Okay. We're there for very superficial bullshit, non-essential reasons, and they're fighting for their fucking life. And so that's always a really bad situation. Dumpy is trapped and cooked. Thank you, Pinky. Linz. Thank you, Linz. Love the dancers. Let's go. We're going to get this. All right, 13, guys. 13 and 6. I mean, guys, so my dad was a brawler, okay? My dad was a brawler. He was a big-time fighter. And he used to teach me some things about fighting. And let me just say, guys, the person with like more to lose is usually the one that has the bigger fight in them. Okay? When you have one party in a fight that's got everything to lose and the other party in the fight is just sort of in the fight because, that's never a good situation for the because guy. Okay? It's just not. And I mean, that's what happened to us with Vietnam as well. You had a country that was literally fighting for their survival, and then you had the Americans who were like, we're not even sure what we're doing over here, but we're going to try to win this thing, even though we're not exactly sure what winning even looks like. Okay? Dude, stop stupidity. Let's go. I feel like hopefully it doesn't drag out for us, but that's a real dangerous situation for America to be in, guys. Come on, punks. Let's go, Pinky. Here we got Ingrain in here saying, we do this. Let's go. And so that's the thing that makes me nervous about this, guys, is I feel like Iran actually has a lot at stake. They have real defined goals, and they have a real reason to be taking this fight, especially now that we killed all their leaders and are fucking trying to gut them and kneecap them. And we are like, we don't even know why we're there, really. And that like lack of a clearly defined goal and a clearly defined victory is real fucking dangerous for us. All right, guys, 4 minutes. We need 10 and 4, guys. 10 and 4. Like even what Trump said, okay? Trump said something about how it'll be over when I feel it in my bones. And I mean, that alone tells you these guys don't even know what a victory looks like, right? You know what I mean? I mean, they can't even define, like, what's a victory. Like, if you said to Trump, tell me what a victory scenario looks like, I don't think he has that answer. Thank you, Pinky. Pine Box Dance Party. Right, here he is. You ready? Listen to this shit.
I'm doing something about it. And I had to take an excursion. We had the greatest economy in history. We still do. Oh, this will bounce right back. When it's over, and I don't think it's going to be long, when it's over, this is going to bounce right back so fast.
When are you going to know when it's over?
When I feel it.
Okay.
I feel it in my bones.
Will you ask anybody in particular? Would that be some of these a joint decision?
Well, I deal with people. I have great people.
Dude, when will you know it's over? When I feel it. When I feel it in my bones. That's not good, guys. That means he doesn't even know when, right? Like, he doesn't even know what the objective is. There is no objective, just, when I feel it in my bones. Yikes, bro. You know, that's bad. We do not have a clearly defined objective. Iran does. That's bad for us. Religion plus politics equals Trump. Marisol, thank you, dude. Let's dance. Ella, let's go. Dude, Lucy Lou's mom, LFG, Pine Box. Pine Box. Dude, Pinky, 6 more. Let's go, Pinky. Dude, Ella, feel it in his bone spurs. Dude, he's going to feel it in his fucking boner. In his little 2-inch mushroom tip is what he's going to feel, dude. We need 4 more. 4 more and 2 concepts of an objective. I just think that's a dangerous situation. Okay? Where he's like, yeah, you know, do you see what he said there though? He said the economy was good. I mean, it's still great. And it's going to bounce right back. Dude, Gen X says, hubby loves Deja Vu dance party song. Let's go. Right? He said the everything's going to bounce right back. But guys, it is not going to bounce right back. Okay? It is not going to bounce right back. Osteoporosis. Oh shit, dude, Pinky, let's go. There it is. We have goal. We have achieved goal. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not going to bounce right back. Even after this thing is over, whatever that means, after Trump feels it in his bones and he's certain it's over. God, I don't even want to think about what that means. Dance, baby. Let's go, Marisol. There's going to be a long period of recovery. Okay? There are like critical radar stations that have been knocked out. There has been damage to all kinds of oil production infrastructure. There has been damage to oil distribution infrastructure. I mean, a bunch of these supply lines are getting like shut down, right? And production is stopping. And then it takes, quite a while to get that shit going again and to get things moving. I mean, guys, can I just tell you, Shelly, I wish we knew why Americans are disposable. Yeah, that would be nice to know. Like, for example, this happened with the pandemic too. I remember my car got hit by a hit and run parked out in front of my house. Okay, my car got hit and run, and dude, it was in the shop for 3 months because we were waiting online for this part, right? Because all the supply chains had been shut down. It was like a month's back order. I mean, thankfully, I don't drive a lot, but it was, a significant amount of time. And that's for something as simple as an automotive part, okay? This is going to be much crazier. And yes, the environmental damage, I mean, it's going to be significant. I feel like depending on how long this goes, it's going to be like a year of recovery. If not longer, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think a year would be a conservative estimate before things get back to somewhat normal. Wynn's videos, I feel it. The mushroom tip, I feel something. I can't tell if that's Trumpy's mushroom or a gnat. Dude. Trumpy's mushroom. That's my new band name, guys. Trumpy's mushroom. We are a very small band. I have not been following Corpus Christi. Major gas and oil player, and the whole area is running out of water. Jesus. Yeah, I think this, though, is real dangerous, guys.
I'm doing something about it. And I had to take an excursion. We had the greatest economy in history. We still do.
Oh, we had the greatest economy in history. Oh, we still do.
Oh, this will bounce right back. When it's over, and I don't think it's going to be long, when it's over, this is going to bounce right back so fast.
When are you going to know when it's over?
When I feel it.
Okay.
I feel it in my bones.
When I feel it in my bones. Yikes. Running out of water in like 6 months. Jesus. Dude, that's dangerous, guys. So you have one side that is like, I don't really know when it's going to be over, but when I feel it in my bones, which could mean anything. It could mean when you know, public opinion gets bad enough. It could mean when he runs out of money. It could mean when Netanyahu says it's over and he acquiesces, or Putin tells him it's over. I mean, we don't know what that feeling it in his bones, but I feel like Iran, man, they're fighting for their very last breath. And so that's a dangerous situation for us to be in, guys. Okay? And now I'm not saying it's going to drag on forever. Hopefully this ends pretty quick. But what I can say is there is no more dangerous like excursion/war situation than having one side that is fighting for the very last breath, fighting to defend all that they have left, and the other side being like, we don't even really know what we're fighting for or when it's going to be done, but when we feel like we're done, we're going to be done. That's fucking dangerous, man. You know, that's dangerous. You think Bibi's dead? Dude, so what is with the fucking Netanyahu dead? I've seen this all day today, dude. People have been saying Netanyahu's dead. Rumors swirling that Netanyahu's dead, and this video released of him by Israel last night is AI. People are saying this because they claim the video shows he has 6 fingers on his right hand. And let's see. This is his right hand over here. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, oh, I see. Oh, because this looks like a finger. Got it. So that, I mean, that's a little weird, guys. Right? Let me see, though. Because I don't think that bottom thing is the finger, though, guys. That's just it. If you look at this, right? If you look, like, so I see 1. Oh, but see, this isn't a finger. See, that's not a finger. That is the fleshy part of the hand. Okay? Because you can see the finger with the nail. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is like this part of the hand that's catching the light. So, I mean, I see why people, like, I fucking saw that. Jesus, dude.
שמשנים את מאזן הכוחות במזרח התיכון.
Yeah.
וגם מעבר לו.
All right. So people are freaking. Dude, so, I mean, guys, can I tell you something here? I need to take a sidebar here, okay? And I want to take a sidebar, okay? I want to take a sidebar about the way people are contorting reality, okay? For example, you ready? Let me just show you guys, for example, okay? Last night, we did a thing on Candace Owens, okay? And last night, I played this video that I fully thought was Erika Kirk, okay? The voice sounded like Erika Kirk. Man, I was pretty sure it was Erika Kirk, okay? Candace had been talking about Erika Kirk and Next Model Management, okay? Now, I went and researched this all night. I dug in there and I looked, and some people had said, yeah, no, I think that's 𝗙lie Robson. I didn't really hear it. But eventually what I did was I tracked down this fucking like affidavit from the Palm Beach Police Department. Okay, now I'm reading Julie K. Brown's book about Jeffrey Epstein. Excuse me. So I'm reading a book right now about this. Okay. And this was very clear about how they set up 𝗙lie Robson, because in the beginning they thought 𝗙lie Robson was like the mastermind. They didn't realize she had been abused. So initially all these girls kept saying 𝗙lie brought us to Epstein's. So the cops called 𝗙lie and got her to set up a date for their decoy. And then they realized, oh shit, this is real. 𝗙lie is setting up dates. And they were going to prosecute 𝗙lie until eventually they sat down with 𝗙lie and they realized that she was abused as well. And it opened this whole can of worms. But, so I discovered that this is an actual, like that was 𝗙lie Robson on the video, okay? And there's multiple like court documents that have this. And so I added that to my video at the end saying, hey man, this didn't pan out, right? But here's why I'm bringing this up. Because there were people in my comments, okay, in the comments of the YouTube video saying, no, like forget about 𝗙lie. You need to trust your initial instinct. You're right. It actually is Erika, and the Palm Beach police are like setting this up, right? And like, because people, because of AI and because of this sense of unreality, people want to believe what they want to believe, even when the factual data shows up. They're like, no. You should believe your gut because your gut is right. But the Palm Beach, this is 20 fucking years ago. This was not Erika. Okay? This call was absolutely 𝗙lie Robson and the Palm Beach detectives. And but there were people in my comments telling me to disavow the actual factual information and to stick to my guns of what I wanted it to believe. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, guys, is because we're doing this regularly now, guys. Okay? We are doing this regularly. We are. This is like a regular thing we do where we just say, nope, I'm going to forget about what reality says, and I want to believe it's this non-reality. And I think we're doing it because AI and you know, propaganda campaigns and stuff, we're constantly living in a sense of non-reality, okay, where we don't know what is real and what is AI. And so I've always said the real danger of AI is not that they're going to show us something that isn't real and we're going to believe it's real. I think the real danger of AI is that we're going to not believe things that are real because AI has trained us to think we can just create our own reality. Okay? Like if we want something to be not real, we will just assume it is AI. If we want to believe something different, we will just assume that it's some grand, right? Like I have people now talking about AI for photographs that were taken 25 years ago. And it's like, guys, there was no AI 25 years ago. Those were real fucking photographs, right? That's what it is. It's like AI is not going to be good enough to make us like see something and believe this fake thing, but it is just good enough for us to ignore reality or to believe reality's not true. And we're doing that a lot lately. You know, you're saying Bibi dead? Dude, yeah, I'm not sure that he's dead. I mean, guys, let me just tell you. Maybe he is dead. We don't know. I mean, it's going to come out eventually. But I don't think it's probably smart that he's not appearing anywhere because, guys, I mean, think about it. Iran wants him dead. So the one way to guarantee that he's not dead is to make sure nobody knows where the fuck he is, right? I mean, think about it. He does not want, he is probably the most wanted guy in the Middle East right now, right? I'm serious. I think he doesn't want anyone to have any fucking clue where he is, dude. Because they all want to kill him, dude. Everybody wants to kill him. Dude, half of America wants him dead right now, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he is very loved at this moment. Proof of life? Dude. No, I know. He is a war criminal. Yeah. Yeah, I think he is hidden, deeply hidden. And I don't think he wants anyone to have any idea where he is at all, like no indication. They don't want to know if he's above ground or below ground or hidden in a bush or hidden in fucking Bahrain or Israel or fucking, you know, France. Like they don't. They feel, I'm sure they feel like if anybody even sees him, there's a risk that he's going to end up dead, you know? But yeah, I mean, you know, if something happened to him, like you would not, you know, I mean, I don't want anything. I'm not going to wish bad things to happen to people, but I certainly would probably not have a lot of tears for, you know, for the man. I mean, you know, he's pretty toxic. He is. He's like really, really toxic. I mean, you know, I'm tired of violence though, guys, in general. You know what I'm saying? I am tired of violence. I am so sick of the violence. Lynn says, forget the fingers, check out those teeth. Yeah, I mean, dude, I just know that, like, the quality of this video, I mean, this video is not high quality, right? So it's really hard. It's really hard, you know? And I mean, guys, you know, the other thing, though, true, you ready for this? The other thing is it's possible if he's in hiding that he, like, would they put out an AI video to maybe make people think maybe he's not there if they want to confuse and obfuscate? Who knows? Who knows, right? I don't know. But I know that I've noticed a lot of people now want to sort of like create their own reality. And they want to believe it even when confronted with evidence that proves otherwise. And frankly, guys, I find it a little unnerving. You know, I do. I find it a little unnerving. When I got in my comments today on the YouTube video after I explained the truth about Haley Robson, and there were people saying, no, it's not Haley. You were right. Trust your gut. I was like, whoa, dude. We are like deep in. Dude, whoa, Bryce. Venezuela beat Japan? No way. Dude, all right, let's take a brief moment here. That's pretty crazy. Shit, 8-5, dude. Dude, the U.S. beat Canada. Italy barely beat Puerto Rico. DR beat Venezuela. Oh, shit, bro. So what does that mean, dude? Italy beat the shit out of Mexico. Holy shit, dude. Oh, yeah, that's how we got into the quarterfinals. Got it. Okay. So the DR beat Korea. Oh, Jesus. Dude, the DR. Yeah, I see. Italy beat Puerto Rico. Venezuela. So who is it now? Does the U.S. play DR? Or the U.S. play... Because now you have Venezuela, Italy, DR, and the U.S. So who are the games? Yeah, this is World Baseball Classic. Who are the games? Is it U.S. and DR or U.S. and like U.S. versus DR, Italy versus Venezuela? Oh, shit, dude. Dude, you think the U.S. survives DR? I don't think they do, man. I don't think the U.S. I think it's going to be DR versus Italy, isn't it? Isn't that going to be the end? It's going to be DR versus Italy. And I think DR is going to win, dude. I'm going with DR, boss. I am. I'm going with DR over Italy. Dude, Bibi's dead. Dude, I think everybody wants Bibi to be dead, right? I think there are a lot of people that like, I mean, that sounds really crass, but you know, I don't mean it the way it sounds. I think a lot of people want all the harm and carnage from Bibi to be done. And regardless, whether he's in jail, whether he is, you know, is a casualty of war or what have you, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people are just, I mean, the man is like, is there a bigger war criminal on the planet right now? I don't think there is. I'm too nice. Yeah, well, you got to be careful, guys. You got to be careful how you talk about this shit on these social media platforms because they will remove you. You can't be celebrating people's death anymore on social media. They will fucking ban and block you. Okay? You have to be very careful with that shit. They're super cracking down on that in the post Charlie Kirk world. You got to be real careful how you, right? Like, for example, when Trump, when the Reaper comes calling for Trump, we're going to have to be real careful how we operate then. You know, I got banned for saying some shit about Charles Kirk. I did. I got banned from YouTube. I got a strike, dude, for that. You have to be careful. You have to be careful, guys. You know, you gotta, you know, I can't let them take my livelihood from me. Right? You gotta be, you know, gotta be chill. King Trumpy, Humpy Dumpster. Dude, let's go. You lost $100K maintenance job? Yeah. I mean, dude, I get it. Dude, I get it. I'm gonna remove that comment though. I saw it. I got you. But we're gonna but yes, I will say this, guys. I will say that you know, I would love to see Benjamin Netanyahu, okay, I would love to see him be tried for his crimes. That's what I would like. I would like to see him actually go on trial for the war crimes, you know? I think it would be I don't know. I would love to see like a world leader be held accountable for their behavior. You know, because I mean, his shit is over the top, bro. Over the top, you know, and dude, some of Trump's people could be next in line there, you know, but he does have Trump's unequivocal backing. Dude, this is crazy. Look at this island, though, dude. Look at that shit, dude. So that's Iran's main export terminal. So Trump announced that the U.S. had bombed Kharg Island, targeting Iran's most critical oil terminal in an attack that Tehran has warned would escalate the conflict. Okay? So there you go. Right? Again, right? Tehran says, hey, you do this shit, we're going deep. If you do this, and they did it anyway, and something tells me, guys, something tells me that Tehran knew they were going to do it, right? I'm sure they knew it was coming. Like, come on, bro. They, you know, I obviously they didn't know they were going to take out all their leaders, but like, you know, they had to have known that this thing was going to be a target eventually. Located 15 miles from the Iranian mainland, the Persian Gulf, Kharg Island is the centerpiece of Iran's oil-based economy. About 90% of the country's oil exports move through facilities there, and an attack could strangle what remains of Tehran's economy, including the government's limited ability to pay its military. But this is just it, though, guys. I don't think Iran's military is fighting for money right now, guys. I think for Iran, it is like, it's not about money. It's about like, they're trying to gain entrance to heaven, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like they are like last breathing it. So that seems kind of dumb, dude. That I think for them, I think it's much more a religious thing. Yeah, it's a holy war for sure. You know, it is, I mean, dude. Trump said the U.S. had totally obliterated every military target in Iran's crown jewel, and yet he was begging for other countries to come help. Okay? And he said a central command said the strike destroyed naval mine storage facilities, missile storage bunkers, multiple other military sites. U.S. forces successfully struck more than 90 Iranian military targets on Kharg Island while preserving the oil infrastructure. A U.S. official said U.S. forces struck after seeing indications that Iran might soon reinforce the island with renewed defenses. And so they struck to eliminate the possibility of defending it. So an independent damage assessment was not possible. So anyway, the president said, hey, we left the oil-related targets, but if you interfere with the passage of ships through Hormuz, we're going to attack the oil shit too. And so again, there's a lot of these threats. It's a holy war for us. High-ranking military members have also said this is about the second coming of Jesus. Yeah, but I don't think the soldiers believe that, 𝗙cie, right? I know there are some zealoted people in the brass and some of the people that Trump has installed there, the Christian nationalists that think that, but I don't think your average soldier that would be boots on the ground of this thing is fighting a religious war. I really don't. I think that Pete Hegseth's people do, and all the Heritage Foundation like people that were chosen to take these top posts, they all do. But I don't think the people on the ground are buying in on that. I think the people on the ground, if it comes to that, the boots on the ground are not, those boys are not going to be fighting a holy war. I just don't think so, right? You know, right? Yeah, isn't it the soldiers that are the ones who have like told us, right? But yeah, the people though in charge are crazy. It's not their choice. Yeah, but so the thing is though, here's the thing though, guys. My point is about the ferocity, okay? Which means this, meaning that you can command soldiers to go to battle, but how hard those soldiers fight really depends on how they feel about the battle. And this has been the conundrum of war, guys, is the people that are fighting for the bigger thing are the ones who are normally going to come out victorious. Because you can command soldiers to go to war, and they will go to war. But depending on how they feel about the war they're in is going to determine how ferocious they are. And that's factual. That's why when there are wars without clear objectives, the soldiers don't fight very well, because it's real hard to have that, incredible, feisty, like aggressive fight for it all mentality if your heart's not in it. And yes, it's the difference between Ukraine and Russia. Okay, the Ukrainians are kicking the shit out of the Russians because they have an objective. I think those Russian soldiers don't even want to be in that war. Okay, they're literally just taking orders, but they don't want to be fighting that war. But the Ukrainians are like, man, they have an objective. They are fighting from the heart. And there's a difference in there where when you have that, like, that thing, you fight harder. You fight differently, And when you don't have that, you're just taking orders, And I mean, this is one of the things that has haunted us with wars without very clear objectives. That's why you look at something like D-Day, where there was a very clear objective, and you look at something like Vietnam, and the fighters, the war fighters themselves were different in those two fucking endeavors. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Pete Hegseth getting them fired up with steak and lobster. Dude, I don't love Marines, boss. I don't know. I've had a lot of Marines in my family. I don't love the Marines. I mean, I get that they have a purpose, but I'm not a huge Marine fucking lover, right? So yeah, I don't know. I worry about this, guys. My thing is this, okay? I still believe with this is if we get out fast, this might not be the end all be all. But if we don't get out fast, guys, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay. If we get roped into this, if we get like in a quagmire with this war, it's not going to go well for us, because we don't have as ferocious of a motivation. We don't have a clear objective. Trump himself said he doesn't even know when the end is. It's when he feels it in his bones. When you have that kind of leader in charge of the whole commander-in-chief, that's not really fucking, that type of directive is not providing any clarity, okay? The danger, guys, the danger is this, is that there's going to be 10 different points of intersection with objectives, that you're going to have, like, the oil companies are going to have an objective, and the mercenaries are going to have an objective, like BlackRock, and Trump is going to have an objective, and Hegseth's going to have an objective, and the evangelical generals are going to have an objective, but they're not all going to be the same objectives. And then everybody caught in the middle of that is going to be like, well, which one of these are we really fighting for? And that has a potential to be real problematic when the other side is like, you're infidels and we're fighting to protect our homeland. They have a lot to be fighting for. We don't, So yeah, it just makes me nervous. You know, I feel like if we get out quick, maybe we can avoid that. But if we get entangled, this could be very bad for America. Okay, it could be very bad, guys. If we get entangled, it could. I'm telling you, man. Like, when you don't have a clear objective, this is the same shit we had with Vietnam, guys. Okay? This is the same shit we had with Vietnam. We lacked a clear objective, guys. That was really it. When you look at Vietnam, we lacked a clear objective. And the president's objective was not the same as the general's objective, was not the same as the general public's objective, was not the same as the boots on the ground objective. And so when you have a lack of clarity of purpose, your military is not operating on all cylinders. Okay? It is like you're high functioning when you're very clear on here's what we're doing. Precise. This is our goal. This is our objective. And we're doing it. And they haven't even done that. Right? I mean, think about this, guys. You ready? Think about this. If they had brains, okay, I want to run something by. Look at what's going on with the Strait of Hormuz. Look at Trump here saying, hey, can we get some help? Guys, if we really had an objective, we would have hit Iran and we would have already been ready in the Strait of Hormuz. We would have, like, obviously the number one objective would have been keeping Hormuz open, which meant we would have hit Iran in a strategic way that would have allowed us to control Hormuz, and we would have, like, kept the flow of the ships. That would have been baked into that initial objective. But it was like, no, we hit Iran and thought, oh, it's going to be over. And it's like, oh, shit, they started bombing everybody. Now they're blowing up Dubai and Bahrain, and now everything's in chaos. And we're like, oh, fuck, what do we do now? All right, we're going to bomb some more. And they're like, oh, shit, now they're burning oil tankers. Now the Strait of Hormuz is closed. Now oil's $110 a barrel, right? And it's like, dude, and you know, like, we were not, you know, we were not thinking, dude. We were not thinking, okay? That is like, whoopsie. Dude, so dumb. Let's see what our national fucking debt is. Where is it? Here it is. National debt clock. Get ready to be overstimulated. Oh my God, it's almost at 39 trillion, dude. Yikes. 38.8. Crazy. Dude, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, guys. Yeah, no, it just keeps moving, dude. Dude, it's literally going up $100,000 like every fucking 5 seconds. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, like every 4 seconds, 100 grand. Dude, they could just, like, could give me fucking 20 seconds of money and I'd be like set up, bro. Can I just have 20 seconds of money? Right? 20 seconds. Give me 20 seconds, guys. Dude. I think China owns a huge amount of money of this debt, dude. China does. it's usdebtclock.org, right? Show me the money. There it is. There's the site. Japan does too. It's brutal. But see, this is what's crazy, dude. Look at this. Look at this, guys. $356,000 worth of debt, okay, per taxpayer. That means the U.S. government, for each one of us, okay, holds $356,000 worth of debt for each one of us. And what do you have for that debt? You have nothing. Nothing. No health care, no education, no nothing. That was all spent on wars and fucking other horse shit. Right? Isn't that crazy? Like, dude, 356 grand per taxpayer. Brutal. And we got nothing for it, right? Yeah, it is nuts. I mean, this is hard, guys, because the interest on this is crazy, right? The interest on this is nuts, guys. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to compare us to Israel, though, guys, because Israel is like the size of Wisconsin. So, you know, Israel has 10 million people, and we have 340 million people. So they're not apples and oranges. You know, I mean, it's a lot easier to get health care for 10 million people than it is for 340 million people. It's the scale that fucking makes things so difficult. It is, especially in America when the rich people don't want to pay any money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, like I'm not defending giving Israel money because we shouldn't give them money, but like, dude, we gave Argentina more than we gave Israel this year. Okay, so like we should cut off both. We should not be giving Israel money and we should not be giving Argentina money, but we don't give Israel like it's not like we gave them like 20 billion in emergency funding. We gave Argentina 40 billion. So over the lifetime, we've given them a huge amount, but it's not like we're giving them $200 billion every year. It's like they are not the cause of our bankruptcy, okay? I mean, we shouldn't be giving them any money, but like we can stop giving Israel money tomorrow and we're not going to have any money, okay? They're not the cause of our debt. Our debt is war. Our debt is fucking, I mean, it's war. It is like all of our Social Security and other things that are not well managed. Okay, our federal programs are not well managed, and we haven't really done anything to ensure that there's money there to pay that out. You know, and the other thing is like we have a huge problem because of our age, guys. Okay, I'm telling you, dude, we have a huge problem because of our age. Like we have like so many millions of people. Probably 75 million people that are living about 40 years longer than the average person used to live. So we had a system, okay? We had a system that was designed to pay Social Security and to pay retirement and shit, right? But we had a system that was designed for people who lived to be like 70, okay? And now, or 65, 70, 75. Now we have people living into their 90s, right? And so, like, our system was not designed for that. And our healthcare is brutally overpriced. So we have a bunch of people that are living way longer, and healthcare costs are outrageous. Our healthcare costs are outrageous because it's just big business, right? It is not, our healthcare system is not designed to provide care. Our healthcare is designed to make the most money possible. Like, dude, it's brutal. It's just brutal, you know? And there is no healthcare, but also though there ends up being healthcare through debt. You know, like when people run out of money and they still need care, they end up in fucking really shitty facilities that are soaking up federal dollars. And you know, dude, it sucks, bro. I don't know. We have so many problems. We just never look to the future. And then we sat in Afghanistan for 20 fucking years, right? 20 years, okay, in Afghanistan, dude. And fucking Iraq, and like, bro. And all the money we put into the military and like Homeland Security, like, dude, we just waste money. You know what I'm saying? Like, $1 trillion a year into the military, and we don't even know where that money goes, right? It goes into the Pentagon and just poof, it goes behind a security clearance, and we have no idea where that money goes, right? We have no idea if you're paying $20,000 for a hammer or some shit. It's just poof, it goes into the Pentagon, it goes behind a security clearance curtain, and it's gone. Right? $1 trillion just gone, dude. Brutal. It's brutal, dude. We're never going to know where that money goes. They haven't passed an audit ever. Dude. Right? And you're right. Yeah, no, Suki's right too. That a lot of the wealth is in the markets. A lot of the wealth is in owned real estate. And then they're taking bank loans on it. But like, all the billionaire, the wealthy wealth, none of that money is in the economy. It's all in this virtual space where they can just take money out of the banks from it. So it's like a lot of America's wealth, it doesn't even exist. It's not even real money. It's just that fucking whatever. It's just, yeah, it's like tax-free, like not real money that then gets translated into bank loans in order to create more tax-free, not real money. And so they have all this wealth, right, and assets and whatever, but none of that is money that's actually circulating in the economy, dude. It's brutal, dude. Our system is brutal. I'll be honest, guys. I don't know what the way out is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not an economist, but like, I just don't know what the way out is. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have an economy that is all propped up like that, I don't know how you find your way out other than like a massive global crash, right? Dude, screw the money to Israel, dude. They've got enough. Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, it is some bleak outlook, right? I mean, and now we've gotten to a point of where the wealthy people just don't want to budge. They don't want to give up any of their wealth. So that's really what's hard. They've convinced themselves that they've earned it, that they deserve it, and that like we have no claim on it, even though like we're generating all that wealth for them. The running man for billionaires. I like it. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to learn more about this, you know, trying to figure out more about how this shit works, right? Or to like see if there's I don't know, there's a way around some of this. I just know this. You ready, guys? Let me just tell you, as somebody, I have now gotten out of debt twice, okay? I have gotten out of debt where I was very deeply in debt, and I got all the way out of debt. And I did it both times. I did it the same way. And you know how you do it, guys? You have to significantly increase income, okay? You cannot like reduce your budget out of debt. You can reduce your budget to help not go into more debt, but you cannot reduce your budget to get out of debt. You have to increase income. And we just, every single Congress, we keep like saying, oh, no, if we cut everything, we're going to get rid of the debt. It doesn't work like that. You have to increase your income, okay? You have to increase your income, because the thing is even if you cut spending, the debt is growing. The debt has interest. The debt is growing. So you can cut spending all you want, but all your cutting spending does is slowing down the level of increase of the debt. But it is never going to eliminate the debt. You have to increase your income, which means we got to increase taxes somewhere. You got to do it on the wealthiest fucking people, bro. That's just it. You cannot cut your way out of debt. You have to increase income. There's no way to do it without increasing income. There is no fucking way, right? Unless you have interest-free debt and you can take 50 years to pay it off, right? So that is what is so dumb about this. They keep removing taxes on the very people that have the capability to pay off the debt. All right? Hooting and hollering. Yeah, no, I know. Our debt is never going to be interest-free, guys. Right? But, or tax the middle class out of existence. Oh, shit, bro. Yeah, I think a lot of them don't care about debt because they're going to be done with the planet soon, right? A lot of them are going to be off the planet soon. But all right. This shit gets me a little riled, guys. It gets me a little riled. Can't tax the job creators? Yeah, you have to. You have to. The job creators, guys. See, you know what I want, guys? I want us to stop calling them job creators, okay? Because I feel like that's a bad name, because they're not actually creating jobs. They are creating wealth for themselves, right? Oh, all right, it's your sarcasm. I don't like that term, guys, because they are not job creators. They are wealth vampires, okay? So what they do is they create a class, right? They create an environment where a group of people can generate wealth for them, and then they give the group of people hardly anything. They give them the least amount of money possible. And they're not creating jobs. They're creating opportunities to take a whole bunch of wealth from workers and expand their own financial power. And yet we act like they're doing us a favor by creating jobs, dude. And we get it twice, right? Because you go to a job and you create X amount of fucking wealth, but you get to keep like 1/10 of it. Okay, so you create 10X, you come home with 1X, they keep 9X, and then you go home and somebody takes 1/3 of your 1X as a landlord. Okay, so you're only getting 1/10 of the shit you generate, and they're taking 1/3 of that so you can have an apartment. And it's like, bro, you're left with 1/3 of 1X when you created 10X wealth. And right, or you're left with 2/3 of 1X when you created 10X. That's bullshit, bro. If you create 10X, you should be keeping like 5X. Okay? And then you give away 1/3 of 1X, and you still have 4 2/3 X left, right? And don't forget sales tax. See, we don't have sales tax in Oregon, all right? Dude, we don't have sales tax in Oregon. Boom, boom, bap. So there you go. No sales tax. Yes. All right. All right, you ready? We're moving on, though. I appreciate this discussion about Trump and the economy and the war and Trump being an idiot. But, guys, we do have to move on. And I want to move on to Olivia, okay? And here's why, guys, okay? Because I feel like Olivia 𝗙𝗪𝗧, all right, first off, if you don't know who she is a right-wing influencer. I use that term loosely, right-wing influencer. And she's dating 𝗙𝗪𝗧𝗏𝗀's kid, okay? Her boyfriend is 𝗙𝗪𝗧𝗏𝗀's son, Braden 𝗙𝗏𝗏. Okay, dude, Peter, let's go. Dude, she's dating a 𝗙𝗏𝗏. Jesus. Right? Dude. Brutal. But so look at what she did, guys. Okay? Look at what she did. She posted this the other day, and she says, "Bring back bullying." Okay? Now we're going to watch a video of a kid who is like, I watched this video and I was like, dude, this kid seems like he's really loving his life. But she, right, if you look at her, it says Catholic Patriot. She's got a cross by her name. She says, "Bring back bullying." Okay? For a kid. She's like trying to aim the internet at a kid. So let's watch the video. You ready? Here we go.
I just came back from Sephora, so here's a little haul for you guys. First thing I got was the Summer Fridays lip balm in shade Pink Sugar, I think. I was smelling it on the way back home. Guys, it smells so good. Guys, the lady was so nice there, and she gave me so many samples of the Laneige Water Bank moisturizer and a bunch of hair oils. Last thing I got was the Bella Flor cream from Sol de Janeiro. This one smells so good. I have it in the spray, and I needed to get it in the lotion because it's really good. Bye, guys. Follow for more. I just came back from Sephora.
Okay, so there's a kid, right? There's a kid. He's being an influencer. I think he has a really good haircut, actually. He seems like he loves what he's doing, right? I have no issue with this kid. This kid is like grooving. He likes fucking personal care products. More power to you, right? But her thing was bring back bullying. Dude, Peter Stats is a punk. Let's go. Dude, let's go, Stats. Appreciate you. Thank you, Linz. All right. So she says, bring back bullying, which everyone was like irritated by. But then look at what she says. All right, you ready? Look at this. She says, for everyone saying I'm a horrible person, let me explain. A little bit of teasing helps kids stay normal, even when they don't have strong father figures at home. It reinforces what's normal and socially acceptable. The reason we have kids like this is because A, social media, B, lack of fathers in the house, C, everyone started gentle parenting, and you're not allowed to say the slightest thing that's considered teasing without the world exploding. But like, first off, that kid has a father, okay? Dude, the kid has a father. And the kid actually seems like he has a pretty good father, because the kid's allowed to just be who he wants to be, right? Be who he is. But like normal, stay normal. What is normal? What is normal? Oh, normal to her is like some Christian judgmental, like, I mean, I presume she thinks the kid is gay, right? Even though we don't know, like just because the kid has a little like effeminate energy or whatever is into skin products doesn't mean he is gay, right? I mean, we don't know that. I mean, he's just a kid. Like, he's probably not even, like, has any sort of interest in that shit yet. But to her, it's like, oh, she's assuming the kid is gay, and she's assuming that's like some crazy bad thing. But now she started getting roasted on the internet, when in reality, I think the kid is like, he seemed pretty fucking cool. And first off, I don't know if he's straight or gay. I would not make any assumption. And even if they were gay, right? Even if the kid was gay, so what? Now, let me just tell you this, guys, okay? Before we go into her response here, you ready? So I knew I was straight in probably first or second grade, okay? I was in first or second grade when I started being interested in like some of my female classmates. And I started getting awkward around them. I started getting like curious about them and showing off for them. And it was probably about third grade when I started having like real significant crushes. Okay. So we're talking like 7 years old. Okay. It was pretty early that I knew that my girl classmates were like intriguing. Now, it wasn't about sex or anything like that, because that was way beyond the scope of my kid brain. But I was curious about like kissing or like wanting to like snuggle up with them. You know what I'm saying? There was some physical curiosity, but I didn't really know what any of it meant. I just know that I was like enamored by them. And when a girl that I thought was interesting was around, I got this feeling that was really cool, right? So now, obviously around that same time, 7 years old, if I had been gay, I would have had the same thing, but it would have been for Billy instead of Susie. I mean, it is not remotely bizarre. It is something we all experience at a fucking young age. The only difference is if you have the teasing and the bullying and tell people that normal means you have to like Susie, then everybody in first grade who likes Billy, all the guys who like Billy think, what the fuck is wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me? I don't like Susie. I like Billy. And I should be able to like Billy, and it shouldn't be a big deal. That's the whole point of like accepting like people being gay or straight, is you get to decide when you're little, do you like Billy? Do you like Susie? Do you like none of them? Do you, right? You know what I mean? You don't like anybody, whatever, but like none of it is normal or abnormal, okay? It just is. But for her, a kid like this, who seems like, this kid seems happy as shit, okay? This kid seems like, I don't know, he seems pretty jazzed with his fucking Sephora bag, and he's showing you the fucking lip balm, and he's showing you the fucking moisturizer, and he seems like he's loving it, okay? This kid has a dad. This kid has two parents at home, and this kid's out there, whatever, being a skincare influencer at a young age. And I say more power to him, right? If it makes you happy, you love it, you're living it, do your thing, right? He's got an engaging personality. Let him just do his fucking thing. And again, we don't know if this guy likes Susie or Billy or whomever, and it doesn't even matter. But now she, as you might imagine, she got dragged, okay? She got dragged for, like, first off, suggesting that he should be bullied because he's not being the right type of boy, according to her with her little cross next to her name. And by the way, can we show you who her boyfriend is? All right, here's her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is about as gay as it gets, dude. Okay, this is her boyfriend. All right, I'm sorry, but your boyfriend ain't fucking straight, okay? Like, give me a break, dude. Like, you know, that's her boyfriend. She's got one of them Benny Johnson, right? Braden Sorbo, right? Her boyfriend is the new Benny Johnson, okay? You know, I highly doubt this guy is straight. He may not carry a a Sephora bag around with him, but believe me, somewhere in there is a Sephora lover. Trust, all right? Dude, I know, dude. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, shit. All right, now. Dude, she got dragged, okay, as you might imagine. But watch the video she made, dude. Watch the video she made because she was getting seriously dragged, okay? So then she made a response, okay? She made a response to this video, and here's the response she made, okay? Look at this video where she says, bring back good parenting is what she said. But like, man, dude, she is so annoying. She is so annoying, dude. All right, here we go.
Recently, I found out that way too many of you are okay with kids being gay. Kids. I posted this video and I said, bring back bullying.
I just came back from Sephora, so here's a little haul for you guys. First thing I got was the Summer Fridays lip balm in shade Pink Sugar, I think.
I don't need to play the whole clip, you get the idea. But my point is that little boys don't act like this. Little boys don't wear makeup. But you guys think it's completely normal for a little boy to be acting like this, and it's not. If my little boy started putting on makeup and talking like this and having these mannerisms, I would be his first bully. He doesn't act like that. He's not a girl. That's not happening.
Dude.
But so many of you are gentle parenting in this generation, and look where it's getting us. Children should not even know what being gay is. They should not have even heard of it at this point. But of course, these parents are letting their children on social media like TikTok and Instagram at such young ages where all this being shoved down their throats is transgenderism and being gay.
Dude,
so they don't know any different.
She's
so yeah,
dumb.
Bring back bullying, bring back teasing. We need to let kids make fun of each other so that they don't turn out like this because it's not normal.
Okay, so dude, I mean, how crazy is her projection? But let's take it bit by bit, guys. Because first off, in the beginning, right, is her thing of kids being gay. Like, first off, we don't even know that this kid is gay, okay? Simply because this kid is into Sephora and lip balm and moisturizer does not mean he is gay. You have no idea. Like, she's making some crazy assumption that every like gender affirming, care loving person who's not like, hey, oh yeah, dicks up, is gay, right? And so that's a stretch. First off, you don't even know that the kid is gay, and not like it would matter if he was, but right. So that's number one. She's making some crazy assumption by what he's into that he's gay. Okay. Then number two, she says that like bring back bullying, which means if a kid is the way you don't want him to be, she's like, she would be her first bully of her kid, which meant if she had a boy who liked makeup and dolls and lip balm, she would bully him and like make him feel shitty, make him feel like ashamed of himself for being who he was simply because she's got some preconceived notion of how the kid has to be. Like, dude, that's a terrible fucking parent, okay? If you're bullying your kid, you have no idea what your kid's gonna be. The whole point of having a kid is to discover who they are and get enriched by them and get exposed to their unique fucking, take on the world. Right? So, but she's like, no, I'm going to bully my kid if he doesn't act the way I've decided a boy should be or a girl should be. All right? That's number one. But then right here, dude, where she says little boys don't wear makeup, little boys don't wear... Dude, first off, little boys love to wear makeup. Often, guys. Let me just tell you why. Because they see their mothers doing it. Okay? Little boys love their mothers, and they literally came out of their mother's body. So when they see their moms put on makeup, they see their moms dress in dresses, most little boys want to put on makeup and want to get in dresses simply to emulate their mothers. That is like the most natural fucking thing out there, is for little boys wanting to play dress up like their moms. That is so normal, guys. And that doesn't mean you're gay or straight or whatever. That is like so fucking normal. That is like 90% of little boys want to try on makeup and dresses and all that shit and high heels simply to bond with their mother. It's so normal. So normal, okay? It is not abnormal at all. And in fact, if we went back a couple hundred years, the men did wear makeup, okay? Through various time periods, men have worn lots of makeup. And when you go and you're an actor, all men wear makeup. Actors or theater professionals, politicians, they wear makeup. I mean, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, for Christ's sake. Like, come on, man. So that's all bullshit. But now here's where it gets weird. Ready? Right here. Watch this.
Boy to be acting like this. And it's not. If my little boy started putting on makeup and talking like this and having these mannerisms, I would be his first bully.
So yeah, so she's a terrible fucking parent, and she would make her kid feel ashamed for the things he likes to do if she's deemed them to be wrong. But watch this.
He doesn't act like that. He's not a girl. That's not happening. But so many of you are gentle parenting in this generation, and look where it's getting us.
Look where it's getting us? I mean, dude, the world is better now than it was when I was a kid. I don't understand where she says, look where it's getting us. Dude, the world is better now than it was when I was a kid. My kid, his world, he like had way more freedom to express himself and to have his own identity than we were allowed. It was like night and day, man. I don't even know what she's talking about, right? I mean, maybe she's upset that she is so uptight and has such a huge stick up her ass, and she thinks that's the world's problem.
Children should not even know what being gay is.
Okay, that right there, where she says children should not even know what being gay is. But children know, I mean, they know, but they don't. Okay, like a child who is gay knows first, second, third grade, they know that when they get the tingly feeling or they get excited, like showing off for the boy instead of the girl. Okay, if I were gay, I would know when all my little buddies are having crushes on Susie and Jane, I would be having crushes on Billy and fucking Dave. Okay. So they do know at the earliest age if they have crushes on the opposite sex or if they have crushes on the same sex. They don't have a word for it. Like knowing about gay just allows them to attach an identity to it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, believe me, when kids, it's not like kids don't know. They don't know what they're like intrigued by. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's not sexual because their minds are not in sex or anything. They're too young for that. But kids develop crushes at a very young age. And you know right away if you're crushing for the same sex or the opposite sex. So when she says like kids shouldn't even know what being gay is, it's like, how could they not? If it's a gay kid, he knows he has crushes on the same sex. She knows she has crushes on the same sex. Like, they know this. And the whole point of us is instead of like, oh, that's bad, you should be ashamed of that, you should not be doing that, our whole job is to be like, no, that's totally normal. Like, yeah, some people like the same sex. Like, some people like, right? Like, some Chads are going to like Susie, and some Chads are going to like Billy. And who fucking cares, you know? But dude, she is so dumb. Like to her, right? To her, it's like all kids have to be straight. They have to like be gender conforming to her ideals, which is girls wear makeup, boys don't. Girls can use like moisturizer, boys can't. Girls can style their hair, boys can't. Girls can put on eyeshadow, boys can't. And then it's like, you can't know what gay is. Like, oh, but her, she thinks people get on Instagram and they find out, ooh, gay is when a boy likes a boy. And they're like, oh, I'm going to go be gay. Oh, no. And like, dude, she's an idiot. She is an idiot for this stuff. It's so dumb. It is like kids literally know if they're straight or gay. They just don't know what that means, okay? But believe me when I tell you, in my generation, all the boys that were like, we used to get chided by adults. Adults would be like, oh, you got a crush on her? You like her, right? If you hung out with a girl, they'd be like, oh, you got a crush on her, huh? You got eyes for her. But like, if in my generation, if that boy was gay, he was confused at that point where he's like, no, in his head, he's like, I have no interest in her whatsoever. But him, I find him to be a little intriguing. Love a good, honest rant. Thank you. Let's go, Kilo. Let's go, Charlie. Love you, boss. Thank you. You know, but like, dude, kids know. Dude, kids fucking know, right?
They should not have even heard of it at this point. But of course, these parents are letting their children on social media like TikTok and Instagram at such young ages where all this being shoved down their throats is transgenderism and being gay.
Dude, she is so dumb, right? Being transgenderism and being gay. Dude, what an idiot. Transgenderism. What even is transgenderism? Give me a fucking break, right? There's no such thing as transgenderism. Like, dude, she is so, like, hideous, dude. This woman is like, I get it. She probably got made fun of for having horse teeth, and her boyfriend is like Benny Johnson, and so it's really hard for her. She is, like, struggling to be, like, a good Catholic abuser, right? And, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what her fucking deal is. But, like, dude, she is so bent. She is so bent. You know, this idea that, like, when religious people are like, kids shouldn't know what being gay is. But, like, dude, kids know. They know who they like. They know who they get crushes on. And they know that very young. And we should just be there to support them as it happens. Okay? We should. That's really what our job is, you know?
Genderism and being gay. So they don't know any different. So yeah, bring back bullying, bring back teasing. We need to let kids make fun of each other so that they don't turn out like this.
Dude, yeah. I mean, dude, we need to make sure kids don't turn out like her, right? They don't turn out like her, dude. She is beat. Oh my God, dude. Isn't that wild? Dude. She is so dumb. Do I have kids? I have one. I have one kid. He's 20 years old. He moved to New York City like, I don't know, 6 months ago? Like 5 months ago? Something like that. Right? But, so my kid though, like he, you know, I don't know. He's a good kid. He's got a lot of compassion. He's got a lot of different skills than I did. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Okay, kids of this generation have different difficulties. That's what's really confusing, I think, about being a parent is like they're growing up in a different world, so they have different difficulties. Like what I've noticed with my kid is my kid has a brain that can process like so much information at once. It's amazing. And he's got a lot of insight and a strong voice because he was raised to be an individual and to be able to argue for himself and have some say in his upbringing. Okay, he wasn't raised to be a conformist, obedient person. He was raised to challenge authority, mine included. And if he could present a case for me to change the way I was being, I would allow him that, and I would change the way I was being if he could present a strong enough case for it, right? Now, at the same time, though, he and his generation have grown up with a few different things than we did. Like, for one, whereas our social nature was out on bikes in the street and going door to door and in the neighborhood. Their social nature is in Discord calls and in gaming headsets and much more online, okay, and much more virtual. So they have a type of loneliness. They have like an existential loneliness that is different. Like we had an existential loneliness too, but ours was different, okay? They have a different existential loneliness. I think every generation has an existential loneliness of some kind, right? But theirs is different, okay? Theirs is definitely different. And the other thing is their motivation is different, okay? Like for example, our generation, we didn't have access, okay? So much of our motivation, whether it was getting a job, going out in the world, was access, okay? We had to seek access to the things we wanted. This generation, they have access to everything. So they're not motivated by access, okay? They're not. Their motivation is completely different. I think sometimes they don't know what to be motivated by because they already have access to everything. So their motivation looks different because they're not like, we needed to get motivated, get out there, get on the ball to get access, but they have access to everything. So they wake up and are kind of like, what's my motivation? And I don't think that's a bad thing, because I think it gives them space to bring a higher purpose to like everything they do. However, they also look at our capitalist system and they go, yeah, that's kind of a bullshit system. It's true. They're like, like we already have access. So why do we want to go through this bullshit system to have like access that we already have? Right? So I think there's an inherent clash with capitalism that many of them have, that they're not exactly sure what to get motivated by. And I think that is one of the challenges of the upcoming generations. Is I think they're going to redefine what their motivation is. I think that's really what it comes down to, is like, because they don't have an access problem, right? They don't. They have, if anything, they have too much access, and I mean, I know for me, guys, I was a super precocious kid. And so there were things that I got early that a lot of kids my age didn't get, right? Like we got cable TV really early. I got a computer pretty early. I had encyclopedias very early. But like all of that access, even though I had a different, like, I feel like I had a more adult sadness than some of my peers, I also feel like I had a lot more compassion and a lot more of an artistic nature because of that extra access. And so if anything, guys, I feel like looking at, I feel like there's a lot more artists in the young people now, but society is not like raising them to be artists. Like they don't, I think a lot of young people are much more artistic now. I mean, I've always felt like people are artistic, but I feel like people have so much access to complex emotions and worldviews, and they're getting it really younger, which is making these kids like really deep artists. But they're not necessarily being raised in a society that is identifying them as artists and allowing them the type of like environment so they can flourish, because they're still trying to plug them into being capitalist drones. But the generation is like, yeah, we don't really like being a capitalist drone isn't going to work for us. Trump dance with blow up, please. All right, got you, Peter. That's what I think. But yeah, dude, she, though, is just a turd. You know what I'm saying? And then you have, like, the D-trans girl, okay, right, who is, you know, like, saying kids should be playing with face paint, not obsessing over moisturizers. But, like, who cares? If the kid wants to be a skincare influencer, I mean, I don't think the kid's gonna, like, cry about being a skincare influencer. And when he's 18, he's gonna end up being like Riley Gaines and fighting to make sure all children skincare influencers like get put in jail or some shit. I mean, these people are just so dumb, you know? But and then look what she says. She says you cannot be born gay. All right? And this is where we know that like she's just an idiot. Dude, right? I mean, but there you go. Like, you cannot be born gay. Like, that's the root of her problem. Is like, she thinks she knows what you can and can't be born as. Right? She, 𝗙𝗍𝗄𝗏𝗃, because she has a little cross next to her name. She's like, I know what you can be born. And let me just tell you what you can be born as, because I have a little cross next to my Twitter name. So therefore, I know what you can and can't be. Dude, she is an idiot. You know what I'm saying? She is an idiot, boss. And there's her boyfriend. Look at him, dude. Dude, her boyfriend is pretty Benny Johnson, guys. Okay? Her boyfriend is one of the most Benny Johnson individuals I have seen in a long time. Yeah, well, you know what's funny, Tourmalines? I know. The crazy thing is they think that, like, you know, what do they think? They think the gay and trans people in the 1600s, did they have TikTok back then? I mean, they didn't. Like, come on. These people are just idiots, right? They're just, I mean, they're religious and they have a real problem though, guys, because they have created their life around a belief that there's this supreme authority that dictates what they can and can't be, and everyone has to obey that. And if you're not obeying it, you're a threat to their belief system, right? Like, they can't be Christians if you're allowed to be gay and not ashamed of it. They can't be Catholics if you're trans and comfortable with it. That means their God is imperfect or something. That means their whole worldview is shattered. So they can't be who they are unless you bow down before them. And that's not going to happen, you know, because, you know, like, I'm sorry. I can show you transgender and gay people. You can't really show me your deity. I mean, bring them down, okay? I'll bring some trans people and some gay people. You bring Jesus and God, and we'll fucking have a kumbaya party, and we'll fucking hash this out and figure it out. All right. But if you can't bring God and Jesus to the negotiating table, then I don't want to hear your fucking belly aching, because you don't have an iron in the fire. OK, that's the thing. If you can't bring your people to the table, then you don't get to negotiate. I don't negotiate with some fucking invisible entity. It doesn't work like that. All right. All right. Right. Dude, how do I look? What do you think? Is this the new look? I'm 𝗙𝗍𝗄𝗏𝗃. Let me tell you what you are, okay? Hi, I'm 𝗙𝗍𝗄𝗏𝗃. Hi, I'm 𝗙𝗍𝗄𝗏𝗃. I'm a Catholic, and I'm kind of an asshole, but I'm here to tell you what you are. Let me tell you what you can be, okay, Junior? Oh no, you can't wear lip balm. Nope, you gotta take a Tonka truck and a gun. You gotta put a rifle in your hands, little man. Yeah, you gotta white trucks. Oh, shit. Dude. Oh, let's go. Dude, I love my 5 head. Mine's really only it's like a 6 head, actually. I have a 6-pack up there. But it's all right. Now, I'm going to go make some videos, though. I would love to bag on her and her beard all day, but I got to go get some work done. Oh, dance party. Dude, I bit my tongue, too. Bro. I bit my tongue. Not cool, man. Oh, time to stretch. Oh. See, you know what's funny about this, though, guys? What I think is funny about it is how they confuse gender themselves, right? Like, she says boys don't wear makeup, but like, dude, who says that? That is absolutely a social construct, okay? I mean, if you went back to native tribes, the men wore makeup. They wore, like, face painting was like a warrior thing, okay? And you know what I'm saying? And you can go all over the place over periods of history, and makeup is like, that is a socially created gender construct of like who wears makeup and who doesn't. Or it used to be who has long hair. Dude, in the 1940s, if you had hair like mine, dude, you would get your ass beat, okay? You would, right? You know what I'm saying? And I know JD and Trump, they wear makeup. Like, all the politicians wear makeup. But, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just wild how they get stuck on the gender issues. And even with God, right? They would say, like, oh, like, men have penises, is what they would say. So there's you can't have a woman that has a penis, or you can't have a man that has a vagina. But if you say, hey, does God have a penis? Their God does not have a penis, guys. And yet they use male pronouns for their God. So that's another one of those gender constructs, right? You know what I mean? Or they call their boat a she, you know what I'm saying? Again, does your boat have a vagina? No, it does not. But you call the boats she's. Why? Because it's a fucking gender construct. You know? I mean, dude, it's like they like stumble on this shit all the time. You know, they just can't respond like normal human beings. Oh. Dude, let's go. Dude, I like that. I love that song. All right, you ready? I'm ready, dude. I'm ready to get it going. Dude, I bit the shit out of my tongue, bro. Not cool, man. I'm losing it. I'm losing it, guys. I'm losing it. Here we go. Little deja vu. Dude, that was, I put a lot into that one. Whatever happens, promise me you won't disappear. You know what's so funny? Is thinking about that weird Olivia girl. Is when I was a kid, I was told that dancing the way I danced right there was not manly. Like, cause all the guys dance like this. Right? They're like, right? Awkward and stupid. Like they fucking, right? Like they can't hold a beat. And I just would feel music like pulsating through my whole body. And they were like, no, like you don't want to dance like that. You're supposed to fucking bop around like an idiot. So, whatevs. All right? I say, fuck them, baby. Fuck it. Let's go. All right. We're going to go out with something good. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care of your head. Don't let anybody tell you how to be. All right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be good. Thank you.
just want to change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't want to hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure